Is that bad?
So, I've been sober 1 month. Hello, my name is Keltie O'Connor and welcome to my channel. If you guys have been following me for a while, I'm kind of known as the fitness girl that drinks. That good, bad, I don't know. Anyways, moral stories, I don't beat around the bush. I enjoy alcohol. I'm not saying if you should or shouldn't. I just feel it can be included in a healthy, balanced life, in my opinion, and it has never really made me suffer.
You sit on a throne of lies.
But you just hear all these stories of people giving up alcohol and they never want to really drink again and they're so productive and all this. I don't know, just especially on YouTube, something you always see. Okay, you know, I'm actually not going to be around the bush. Really why I'm doing this? Because I've just been sober for the last 2 weeks. So I decided, let's just keep this ball rolling and see what happens. Because up till now, I'm just feeling productive. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like in shape. I've got my groove.
Groovy, baby.
But I'm just curious, like, I like alcohol. I don't love a hangover, but I'm just curious what would happen. Someone who's a moderate drinker, not an intense drinker, not alcoholic, who's generally healthy. Let's see if I just completely give up booze for 30 days and if I'm like the health. This is the thing that's keeping me back from Zeus-like, Zen-like. Oh. So this is the second Monday, waking up feeling polished. We'll say my skin is looking good. I didn't get the best sleep in the world, but I don't feel run down. I feel like Monday I'm ready to take on the streets and we're gonna go do things, be productive. I feel no negative consequences. I'll not give up coffee.
Coffee is life.
I will say something I've noticed about the sober experiment that just happened. Like, my cravings are a bit more normal though, I'd say. Like sometimes I have that little bit of an ebb and flow in the week when I'm hungover and the next day I just can't really get that craving, so you eat kind of random stuff when you're hungover and then the next day your digestion's a little off, so you don't, you know, sometimes that happens. It doesn't happen to me every time I drink. Sometimes I just have a good brunch and I'm good to go. But some weeks it's just a little, throws me off to start, so it's been nice. This is a Tuesday and I was able to like hop right into the healthy food balance choices. So I had an early morning workout. I guess it's another thing. Here is probably the one thing I'm like, okay, I get it. It's only 8:30 a.m. and I've done so much, because I usually can't start waking up that early, like Monday, Tuesday. Even though I like waking up early, I just usually, when I drink, I stay out late. And so it's kind of like that jet lag. I find to go from staying out till, you know, 3, 4 a.m. or even if you stay out, by the time you get home, you know, and the next day you sleep in and then to sleep in till like 10. You're not tired till like midnight or 1, and so you can't get a full night's sleep. But then at the same time, I'm like, cool, I did a bunch before this time. Now what do I do?
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Has no friends. Today's one of those days when you just finished work and you've been grinding. You know what feels good? You worked and you're like, I earned something. That feeling, like after a tough, long week, a lot of work, when you're just like, oh, I just want a beer. I just want a beer so bad, and it would taste so good. That buzz, oh. This is gonna sound so funny. So, if you guys have known, I have had really bad experience with my AirPods. This is relevant to the sober video, stay tuned. Last night, I had just the worst day. My editing software crashed, it's been dead. My camera, this bad boy, yeah, just decided to stop working yesterday. And just to add fire to the flames, last night I went and lost the case of my AirPods. So I now have AirPods, no way to charge them. It's just great. And then this morning I woke up just in the funk, it's rainy, all this, and I'm just like, ugh, you just need something. But where I'm going with this is, so I brought these old school boys back, just so I had some kind of music to listen to. And just now, I had them on, a good song came on, and you just crank them as I was here, and I just had a little dance party, and it was great. And you know what it just makes me miss? I don't know if this is good, but like, when you're at a bar and it's just music playing and you're just kind of free and you dance with your friends, like I need that so bad right now, just that release. That was just like such a little glimpse of, now I guess I could have, yeah, I know I could have it sober, but I just mean like that time with my girlfriends and just like have a couple beers and be feeling a little loose. Music's playing, we're mingling with people, we're having fun. I'm hugging my best friends, I'm seeing people from Edmonton, and that's all I want right now. That's all I want, literally. I'm gonna start crying. You guys don't realize. No, I think you guys all realize that feeling. I'm just like, I love what I do. I'm happy to be in Toronto. But yeah, I'm burnt. And I think there's different kinds of burnout. There's burnout, like it's overworking, but no, there's different kinds of recovery. And I don't think rest and recovery is always just the Zen mindfulness that the media paints us, and I feel that's why a lot of us struggle, is that we think it means we have to sit at home and drink green tea and have a bath and relax and turn off social media, and that's gonna cure everything. I don't think that's always it. I think sometimes it's going absolutely wild with your best friends, and that's an outlet. And yeah, it's not restful, but I've had weekends like that where you like, I don't sleep, I drink way too much, and yeah, you can't do that every weekend, but those really fun weekends in that, or those nights out, like, and then you're refreshed, like especially someone me who's really extroverted, and know that I'm very extroverted, and my job, unfortunately, downside is it's very much catered towards someone who's introvert. So maybe, and I get that they would thrive a bit better off that, but I think it's realized that even extroverts need the quiet nights in. But if you're an extrovert like myself, or you think you're an introvert, you might be an extrovert, you never know. It's just, I'm not even making sense. Like, I'm just saying, it's just been a funk. Now, one thing I do get asked a lot from you guys about these challenges is that, am I healthy? Is this okay? Like, what's my blood work? Like, stuff like that. And I bounce them into like a nice flow in my year. Like, I did intermittent fasting for a long time, but I already naturally did that. I just like fully dove into it. And then yeah, I kind of did keto, and then took some time off. And so it seems like, because remember, you guys are just seeing my challenges, you don't see time in between. I'm gonna try and be better at filming the in between, but the one thing is I'm still really concerned about my health anytime I do challenges. Now, I'm a very healthy person naturally, so to test these, I feel like I'm a really good test subject. I don't have any food allergies. My body is used to very high energy expenditure because I played sports my whole life, so I grew up since I was like 8 years old doing like 4 hours of practice a day. I do get my blood work done. I try to every 2 months, which is excessive for the average person, but like I said, I'm just doing these challenges. The only drawback for me is my family doctor's in Edmonton and I'm in Toronto. So every time I go back to Edmonton, I try to go every 2 to 4 months. I make sure to get a doctor's appointment and get my blood work done. But that's really tedious. This brand reached out to me and I'm gonna try this right now and I'm really excited. It's called Let's Get Checked, and I think this is groundbreaking because as much as we can go to doctors, and I'm not a medical professional at all, thinking of health as like better prevention than a cure. Like, so when things change, you go to see a doctor right away versus when it's too late and then go see a doctor, and you really, it helps the doctor because you understand your symptoms, you understand yourself more. So what this is Let's Get Checked, and you can get blood work mailed right to your own like apartment or house. I'm doing the thyroid check. We'll touch base on that. It comes with a little handy dandy instructions, and here's my little blood sample, and then you go to activate it. I will touch base on why I'm doing the thyroid check. I do mention in the past I have lost my period, and a lot of people instantly, and this is, I was saying, you can't judge people, you can't just assume the general population are like, oh, Keltie works out a lot, or she did a diet, that's why you're losing your period. Now, I do these diets, but diet doesn't necessarily mean weight loss. Diet can just mean like the food you're eating. Like a deer has a diet. It doesn't mean it's on Atkins and trying to lose weight. It's just how it eats. So I'm very seldomly in a calorie deficit, just a couple times, and I usually counteract it. So, and I've noticed, I know my weight. I know if I go below 120, that's too skinny for me. And then I do know if I do too much high intensity weightlifting, it can play around with my period. But for the most part, like I can run miles and that a day. Like I come from like cardio, like heavy sports like basketball, and that's my body's very adapted. But the one thing for me is stress, and it's taken many years. It's taken me 28 years, like 15 years of my period, to realize when I'm chronically stressed, I lose my period. And it confused me for a lot of years because obviously there could be stress from overworking, but I would stop working out and still not get it back and all this, and then it's just taking a long time. And because I do have that, I've always just been very diligent about checking my thyroid specifically because I've had that history of losing my period. I'm doing a whole video on it, which I'll touch base, so I'm actually excited. I'll probably continue some of this stuff into that video, but I do find it's just something that I struggle with, and I just have to be, and I normally do have very healthy thyroid. Like I can't remember anything last year. I haven't chronically lost my period in a long time, which is great, but we'll touch base on that. But anyways, if you have issues, yeah, check your thyroid. You don't know. I'm gonna collect my sample, place all items back in this box, and then deliver it. Swabs. sterile and dry with a clean tissue. Okay, it's just a sanitary thing for this. I tried. Remove one of these guys from the bag. Twist and remove. The lunch is now ready to use. Press down firmly. Oh, this is so hard to do on myself. I can have someone do this, but I'm gonna do it. Ow. Okay, it's not that bad. We're just gonna go collect some drops. So blood warning, it took about 10 minutes, but I feel honestly you could do it in like 2 to 5. So I'm like 3.5 weeks into this. And you would think like I'd have like the naps and that because I'm not having hangover food and late night eats and that's cut out. Honestly, I feel the worst about my body as I have in a long time. Not in a like, oh, woe is me. I just feel bloated and tight, and not even from just like the workouts. I'll just show you. In the morning, no food out. It's when it just sticks out a lot more than it normally does. There's just the poof. And I know I'm lean. I'm not gonna complain. It's just my digestion's been off. Would you think like I'm eating healthy foods and balanced and no diet or anything like that going on right now? But honestly, and I'm aware of this, that feeling at least I know is stress for me. And I do know that's something that happens. So that's why maybe even it's not like you guys can even see it. So that's why I don't really want to have like progress videos or anything. Like people are gonna be like, oh, she's just like a little puffy. It's no difference. And exactly, but it's like a feeling. And that's why it's not an appearance thing. It's just like I feel my digestion's off, so it makes me feel bloated. Like I don't want to wear crop tops and all this. And I'm like 3.5 weeks and like sober. So you'd think it'd be the opposite. And not even like menstrual cycles. I just am like, ugh. That's the only way to describe it. Like I'm just kind of like stress and puffy feeling and just kind of down. So I've been sober 1 month. I was really productive and now I'm really miserable. I've never had a drinking problem, so I want to premise this as no, I'm not someone who's coming from having a drinking problem. I'm coming from someone who just enjoys going out and drinking with friends. Now, if you guys followed me this summer, I drank a lot. I went back to Edmonton and Calgary where I partied my face off. My friends came from Edmonton and Toronto and I showed them the Toronto nightlife. I went to Europe twice, and what you do in Europe, you drink a lot of beer. I came back and I knew I wasn't gonna be doing anything for end of August/September, so I thought, you know what, let's just cut out all distractions. People that mean the most to me live in other cities, so I decided, hey, why don't you grind out 4 to 6 weeks, don't drink, don't go out, just work hard, and then take kind of October off. So what was the premise? I just didn't drink for 30 days, and I thought I'd find the light. I thought I'd be super productive. And I was. That was the plan. So the first 2 weeks, guys, I was in my routine. I was prime, I was thriving. I was punching out videos like no tomorrow. I'm way ahead of time on schedules. I have some all the way for a few weeks. So that's how you're gonna see like month-long challenges and stuff come out the next little while. I have kind of my filming schedule. I have set workouts, kind of what I'm eating. Depends on challenge, but for the most part, just been eating balanced, eating good. I'm just coming from someone who goes out about once, twice a week. And the last 3 weeks, I've been really sad. Like, really sad. And I just kind of started masking it, and then I decided to do a lot of, how would I say, self-care things. I like make sure to journal and go out in nature and, you know, read up on therapist things and do all the things you're supposed to do. Even just go, you know, meet up with someone, talk to someone, call my mom. And it was about 5 days ago, I called my mom, and my life is great right now. I want you guys to know that. My life is the best it's ever been. I have about 7 people in my life, I won't go name them all right now, but mean the world to me. And I sat back, I've done a lot of journaling about these 7 people, and they're so important to me. And so I feel so lucky to have these kind of people in my life that I know a lot of people don't get to have. And then I have my dream job, the ultimate best job. I get to make content for you guys, which I love. And I live in a cool city that there's so many fun things to do. And I do have friends in the city, and every day there's so much joy. But I work really hard, and I was taking the time off. You know, I just was like, hey, Sundays I'll take and do things, but then I'd feel a bit of guilt. And so I was like, you know what, you have nothing else to do, so just work more. And then I just kind of got into that just Gary Vaynerchuk mentality, the work every day, vlog every day, do this every day, like go, 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 go. And I was healthy, I'm in that state, like mentally, I'm even just doing the routines of the mental. I'm not drinking, like why do I have this funk? And I know I had this like kind of thing in June, and guess what? It's just happening again. And this is what I have to realize, and what I think we need to reframe kind of what downtime is. I was really productive the first few weeks giving up alcohol. It's been great not to have hangover, but at the same time, guys, I really just miss being social and going wild on a Saturday. Is that bad? So yeah, after a month of giving up alcohol, I'm going right back to it. No, I'm not gonna be a binge drinker, but I'm gonna go and have like way too much alcohol. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Keltie O'Connor. Normally I do fitness challenges, but today we're getting wasted on Ashley Goldstone.
Agave.
Ashley Goldstone is the most amazing YouTuber of all time. You should hit like, subscribe, tweet her at Ash Goldstone on Instagram. Like, subscribe. Guys, giving up alcohol wasn't fun. It was not great. I did not find the light. I just found I had to work more, and we need to have that balance. I'm getting better at it. I was not great. That's why I had a breakdown before. I'm Keltie stepping in to past Keltie and going,
Remember that breakdown you had? You're gonna stop about 2 weeks before.
because I was at this stage when I had the breakdown, but I just continued on this stage for the next 3 weeks until I cried on the internet. Right now I'm like, there's that little gremlin that's going, Keltie, you need a break. Yes, you technically could keep punching out content, and you could, and you guys would probably stop enjoying it because I'd be dying and I'd be like this. I'd be like, hi guys, hit subscribe, like, tweet me at David Dobrik. See, I didn't want to even say my right name. Let's all work on that. And so for me, that means having a drink on Saturdays, having a few too many, and then getting back my routine and going to work. So, 1 month sober, would not recommend. Thank you for tuning in. Like always, if you guys are having a bad day, the easiest way, the best satisfaction in life, the best thing that is ultimate bliss. Go pet a dog. So I just got my call from Let's Get Checked, a health professional, and they kind of ran me through my 3 tests and the results, and then also emailed me, and I'm gonna share with you guys what I got. My thyroid, first, my thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH it's short for, is perfectly healthy. My 3 thyroxine, so my TFT4, also very healthy range, but this was a little, my free Thyroxine T3 is just a little on the lower end. At first when it hit me, I was like, and you know, the world crumbles and that, but this is an eye-opener, and I'm taking action, and here's my game plan. You know how the universe works sometimes in funny ways and coincidences and whatnot? I'm gonna do a little science experiment on myself. So I know my entire life I really see the connection between my stress levels, my period. You always say it's in your head. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm stressed, that shouldn't, it doesn't really affect your body. And I do know I'm a high stress individual. I do take on way more work than I should, and not taking time and not resting, because I don't really like self-care. Like, I do love the, you know, face mask, massage, that kind of stuff. And it's kind of made me realize over the last few years that self-care for me, sometimes it's advertised as staying home, relaxing, but self-care for me as an extrovert is being out and being with my loved ones. And I actually, this is why I was like, I feel really empowered right now. I can really discover something about my body with this. One of my favorite podcasts, On Purpose with Jay Shetty. Today, he is Dr. Ragan Chatterjee. I'm sorry, I said that so wrong. Here is this one. And he was talking all about this CEO, this really hard-working CEO, came into his office and was saying he might have depression because he was sad, anxious, or like all these things. And then he told him he never had time for his friends. Prescribed to him for the next 6 weeks to hang out with a friend once a week. Now for me, it was just a real eye-opener. Then the last 2 months, I've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of videos, and I feel really happy about that. But I briefly went home for Thanksgiving. It was so fast and it was really refreshing. I came back feeling really refreshed, but then went right back into work. And I do have some friends in Toronto, but Toronto's a really lonely city. Big cities are really lonely, and I feel very isolated sometimes, and I feel like I'm not with my friends and family. I've never been able to be like that, actually causes a physical change. I have been feeling down lately, and it's a little bit of a funk. Like, I'm still working, it's not crippling, but just something's felt a little off. I'm really interested by this, what's gonna happen. I totally get my period. My period is in a really healthy range, all that kind of stuff before the trolls come at me. It's just a bit on the alarming. So before I even change to nutrition, before I change any of my health habits, because that was my first reaction, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, doctor, all this. This is just an experiment on myself, for myself, to really discover something about my body. Next week, I'm going off to visit a special someone that I know will definitely boost my mood. And then I'm going to plan a trip at the end of Vancouver to be with my best friends. And then I'll go home for Christmas. So over the next 6 to 8 weeks, I will see like the 3 groups of the most important people in my life. I'm gonna be really conscious of seeing them. And it might be a bit expensive, but I'm gonna force myself to see them all and then see if I'm over this funk. Because even though traveling, and this is gonna be like some crazy traveling and work, and I still have YouTube and all this, I'm gonna really concentrate on keeping my health the same, but not really drastically change anything else. And anytime I'm with those people over the summer, I felt such in a good place mentally when I visited them. I'm gonna do this blood work again, and let me know if you guys want. Like, this is not even like part of the sponsorship deal. Like, this is just kind of like an epiphany of like, even if I have to pay for this myself, this is something I want to do and discover my own health and just see if, who knows, maybe in like 8 weeks, how cool would that be if just being around those loved ones, like, if everyone's like, how does that correlation? All I know is like that helps my stress affects my period hormone, you know what I mean? It's all that same bundle. I don't know if this is the solution, but the nice thing is if it's not the solution, we go on the next. We might change our diet, we might talk to a professional, but this is just what I'm gonna do for me. And one of the people just texted me, so here is to taking ownership of our health. Check out Let's Get Checked. I'm gonna put their link down in the description down below, and if you guys wanna save your own money and you wanna do a thyroid test like I did, or get any other kind of blood work specific to you tested, you can use my discount code Keltie50 for 50% off. Link down in the description, and you can go check out Let's Get Checked.